lovely people. Welcome to our tarot reading for the week of the 7th of October. I hope you're all well. I hope you all have had a good week. And I hope you're looking forward to hearing what the cards have to tell us this week. I know I certainly am. Let's get started. Right. Ooh, so we have the World. That's a jolly good card to start off with. Then we have the Queen of Wands. And we have the Magician. Wow, that is an awesome trio of cards here. And looking all very fabulous, really. We've got two major arcana cards going on here. And interestingly, we have the World, which is the final card of the major arcana, and then we have the Magician, which is the first card of the major arcana, and sandwiched in between here we have the Queen of Wands. Well, let me tell you, the Queen of Wands it can be somebody that will be, the court card can be an aspect of yourself, or it can be somebody close to you that will be very supportive of you, or indeed it could be somebody that's a thorn in your side either. That depends really on you. But I think it's really fascinating. We have the bookends here of the major arcana, and just looking at this, what it's telling me is that first of all we're looking at the World here, which is it represents the successful completion of a life cycle. So say in terms of numerology, I would say that would be the number 9, because, say your personal year 9, because the personal year 9 is about the end of a 9-year cycle, which then starts off on number 1 again. Now, I know we're doing a tarot reading, we're not doing a numerology reading, but I just can't help saying that, so sorry, not sorry. Right, so if we go back to the tarot here, we go back to the World card, and we're looking at the successful completion of a life cycle. And this card, what it's doing here, it's encouraging you to finish up what you started. It's telling you to tie up loose ends. Again, number 9 in a number 9 personal year in numerology. And when this card appears, it's actually telling you, it's alerting you that you're crossing a really important threshold here, that there's magical new possibilities opening up to you. And, you need to sort of take a deep breath and summon up your courage and boldly cross that finish line. So, wow, this is really fabulous. So you're maybe you just want to have a little think about what you're working on right now, and what have you maybe been creating for yourself? Whereabouts are you in that, and are you aware that of new opportunities currently opening up to you? So it's a very very, very positive card, the World, probably one of the most positive cards. This card suggests long-term success, and it's a long-term success because of, it's a result, say, of your inner balance and harmony. That's where you are. And this card can also represent travel around the world. So it can also represent, a partner that might come from another part of the world as well. So now that this card has come up, I would say, think back on your life journey, and what did you have to go through to arrive at where you are now? What obstacles did you did you have to surmount? And so it really is a case of breathing in your magnitude, really, the magnitude of your presence, and and of your perseverance, because you can't get to the end successfully without having many a mountain to climb and many a river to cross over. So this is really a testament, to your perseverance. And it absolutely does represent a time of great transformation, so that you're getting a real sense of where your purpose, of your purpose in life, that's becoming much more clear to you. So if you're in this place, you're certainly coming up to it somewhere, but if you're actually here in this place, then you still have you still have something else to do. So you have a new purpose, new work to do. And because, like, obviously it's not the end of your life, so it's the end of a cycle, it's the end of something. And at the end, after the end, always comes new beginnings. And like, completion can actually be quite frightening, because it requires you to commit yourself to an unknowable new experience. And so sort of ways that we have all experienced this card at various points in our lives. And that could be when the end of a cycle. So what cycle is that? It could be your sixth form, maybe, and that's certainly the end of a cycle. And going out into the world, you either go to university or you start a job, and at the end of university, you're definitely going out into the world then. And so you have lots of choices ahead of you at that point. And in a way, when you say, let's just take university, for instance, if you finished university, that world dissolves behind you. It's because it dissolves, and you and your friends and your peer group, you all start taking off in different directions, and you're on your own. So this is the unknowable. This is the unknowable new experience. And this card is telling you to allow yourself to be excited. So it could be the end of a particular job and going into a new one. It could be the end of working for a company and starting up a new business for yourself. It could be, maybe your children have left home, and you're finding a new life for yourself. So it's a very personal thing how this card is pertinent in your life right now. Now, we have here the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is the Queen of Wands is the archetype of what we all want to be, and that is we want to be strong, we want to be self-confident, charismatic, and self-assured of our own worth, because these are all the qualities of the Queen of Wands. And wands in the tarot symbolize growth, and the Queen of Wands is somebody that wasn't born that way. This characteristic wasn't kind of born. It was a characteristic that you grow into, or you have grown into, or we have grown into, or we're still growing into it. But it's about growing into have confidence in yourself. It's about growing in strength and overcoming things. It's really about a journey back to yourself, to your authentic self, so that you can be who you are and not have to worry about what anybody else thinks who you are or who you should be. So the Queen of Wands has had to learn to overcome, say, a fear of what other people would think of her if she were to be truly herself. And this is a really hard lesson in courage, really, because rejection from others can hurt. And, you know, how many of you are out there are not really showing who you truly are because you're afraid that it's not going to be good enough for other people? And the thing is, you can't suit everybody, and you certainly can't suit everybody all the time. So if you stop trying to suit everybody else and concentrate instead of suiting yourself, being you, rather than being who you think other people want you to be. So this is really what the Queen of Wands is all about. And, the Queen of Wands, she's very much about being your authentic self. And the thing is with the Queen of Wands, there's lots of the Queen of Wands characteristic, is that there's so many people adore that Queen of Wands. However, there are some people who will feel a little threatened by her or by you, by that characteristic that you have, because what they're threatened by would be your realness. I know I'm shifting from her and you and here, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. And so, there's and actually there are some people who will even hate the Queen of Wands because because they'll hate her for her best qualities. And her best qualities would be her forthrightness and her courageousness. And, and many people don't like that. And they particularly don't like it because it's something that they don't have themselves. And therefore they're jealous that you might be showing those characteristics. And what's really great and what I love about the Queen of Wands is the Queen of Wands, she doesn't give a shit. Like, she really doesn't, because she is living her life authentically. And, she's okay with what other people think about her. And she also knows that, being targeted simply means that she's relevant. So being targeted is probably better than being ignored in a sense. Obviously not in every sense and in every situation, but I think, again, you know what I'm talking about. So, we're looking at a character here that is forthright, that is courageous and enjoys a challenge. So we're looking at really powerful feminine energy, creative energy, intuitive. And, her presence suggests action, leadership, and confidence in yourself. And what this is telling me is that this card is representing what you now need, what you need to really draw out of yourself, because you've finished this cycle here. You have completed the cycle, and you completed it very successfully. And and you've got long-term success going on here. But because you're now going into the unknowable again, you do need to be strong and you need to have courage. And you also need to take action, because this is the end of one cycle. So you need to take action to start the next, to go into the next cycle, the cycle of one. And, so we're looking at success through inner strength and courage and self-belief. And all of this self-belief, it will increase persistence in the face of obstacles that will obviously come your way, because we can't go through life without obstacles. And the Wands people are Wands people are absolutely fine about challenges. They like challenges. And, the Wands people are the sort of people that if you tell them they can't do something, their attitude would be, well, watch me. So, and that's really the characteristic that you're looking for here is, that you can go forward, and you will, whatever whatever other people tell you. And now this card can also, as I said earlier, it can suggest that maybe if you don't own those characteristics, that or if you haven't quite gotten there with those characteristics, that there is somebody in your environment, that an assertive, forthright woman in your environment that can support you going forward. And so we're looking here at a character that's very inspiring and will inspire others through her enthusiasm. As I say, that's either you or that's somebody in your environment that you need right now. Because you're going into the new cycle. So you're back in year 1 of your 9-year cycle. And so the magician is basically... if you think, the magician is telling us that your thoughts create your reality. And so each one of us really in our own way are a magician. And our predominant thoughts are the magic spells that produce the life that we are experiencing. So, all the situations that you see in front of you, they can be changed. But first, you must change where your mind is fixated. And the magician is, in complete control of its environment. And the magician represents the power of your mind. So your focus. It's the focus which creates the reality that you're living in. So now is a really good time to ask yourself, what predominant thoughts are in your mind right now? What are you feeding right now in your mind? Are they negative thoughts or positive thoughts? And, obviously if they're positive thoughts, you carry on, you're doing a great job. If they're negative thoughts, then you really need to have a good look at that and see how, see how you're going to sort that out. So the other question that you might ask yourself is, do you feel in control of your thoughts? Are your thoughts just running away with you? Or are you in control of them? So, if they're negative and if they're running away with you, then you need to kind of seek help through whatever means to help you move through that. So the magician, it represents being effective at planning and achieving your personal goals. And it can involve also things like changing jobs or maybe starting a new business or just simply being aware of new prospects. So this is a time to choose a path and to focus on the pursuit of your goals, because it's a new beginning, it's a new start here. And so find that path. What is it that really ignites your passion? And, the magician is kind of like, if you think about good preparation is like good luck, it is where preparation meets opportunity. So the magician is telling you to do your prep and to look out for opportunities. And you can, when you marry those two things together, you're just on such a great road. So because the magician represents the power of manifestation and creativity. And, with the Queen of Wands, we have so utterly creative and intuitive, and she has the perseverance and the dynamics to push things through. So, and again, then you have the magician that is confident and skilled and able to create their own reality. But there is a real need to focus here. And these cards here are telling you that you need to be assertive and take action, which is the Queen of Wands, and the magician is telling you that you need to focus your energy and your action to achieve your goals. And when you look at these together, you know, you have if you look at the world in the Magician, it's kind of like suggests, well, there has been this great attainment of personal mastery and manifestation of your highest goals, but it's a new beginning. So you're having to move forward, always moving forward, always moving forward. And it's encouraging you to tap into your inner creative powers and your intuition and your confidence in order to manifest your deepest desires into reality. And, this would be a great cycle to carry on, really, wouldn't it? And then you have the Queen of Wands is there saying, again, the Magician is about focus, and the Queen of Wands has the passion, and put those two together and you can totally overcome any obstacles. So the time has come to take action. And, you have, lots of confidence here. You've got lots of skills combined. You've got self-assuredness. And, all of these things, they will help you to overcome whatever self-doubt that you might have. Because this reading is it's a reading of time and growth, of transformation, of great transformation going on here. So it's certainly, really one of the most positive readings in the last while anyway. Really powerful. And I have to say, do step into that. Step into the power that's going on here with these three cards. So, wow, I think we'll leave it at that. And this will be the reading for this week. And if it resonates with you, do leave me a comment below. You can subscribe to this channel to be notified for the next reading. And if you would like to know more, you can book a private reading with me. I love to hear from you. You can find my email address in the description of the video. So lovely people, I'm going to love you and leave you until next week.